تقدر تستفيد بعناصر أخرى بعد تكوينك العنصر المعلوماتي الخاص بيك، سواء باستخدام منصة مستقل أو منصة فيفا.
Inventory. Our company, Stealthy Wood, is growing quickly and the need for better. Inventory management is more important than ever. We have an increasing number of products to take care of and recording everything manually with spreadsheets is way too overwhelming and it's inefficient implementing a top-tier inventory management software like Odoo allows us to prevent stockouts, avoid overselling, maintain better inventory accuracy, and increases our profits. That's the best part, plus it helps us make smarter business decisions. Can't ask for much better than that, right? So let's explore how Stewie Wood manages inventory. Let's start with our most basic operations: receipts and deliveries. Now the inventory dashboard shows all operations in our warehouse to better understand how the entire process works from start to finish. I'm in a demo. A typical workflow will kick things off by creating a sales order. Now to do that, we're actually going to need to hop on over to the sales application. So let's get on in there, all right. Great, now our friends over at Deco Addict are huge fans of our Stealthy Wood mugs, and they want to order some, so inside of the sales app, where we are, I'm going to create a new quotation over here by selecting new, and we're going to select the customer as Deco Addict. Then below, inside of the product lines, we're going to actually add our little mugs, and they wanted 3 of them. Great. Once we're done, we're going to confirm this auto. Now we're actually going to see immediately the product quantity reflected on the forecaster report, which is accessible for each product by clicking on the little graph icon there and hitting view forecast. Great, a whole bunch of numbers. Now the forecasted report accounts for a couple things: the amounts of products that are on hand, the amount that are on the way, and as well as the amount that are consumed in oncoming sales order. Now these amounts are combined automatically, so you know exactly how many mugs are in total over here. The forecast section, as you can see, we are missing 3 units to fulfill all of our current sales orders. We can also see in this table below a few bits of information, and these are entries that, as you guessed it, inside of the used by field that tell us which sales orders that demand the Stealthy Wood mugs, and they are listed with delivery dates as well over here. Now inside of the units column, we can actually see that we are missing 3 units to complete Deco Addict orders, and we have no active purchase orders as well inside of the receipt column, and that's kind of a big problem, but we'll take care of that in just a moment. So going back over here to our sales order via the breadcrumbs, which is Wonder Bread. Wonderful. I'm going to go over the link delivery order using the delivery smart button up here at the top center. So inside of here, this is the delivery order, a document that tells us which products need to be shipped to our customer with a delivery address, hopefully by the SB specified delivery date that we have over here as the scheduled date. Now inside of the reserved column, I can see that I don't have any products on hand, and that's a problem. Now, this tells me I need to purchase more from our vendor now. To do that, I could go to the purchase application and create a request for quotation, or I could do it inside of the inventory app, which is what we're going. Doers, all right. First things first, under the operations menu in here, we're going to click on replenishment. Okay, this here is the replenishment dashboard. Your go to spot for managing procurement. On this dashboard, Odoo suggests ordering 3 mugs over here in the to order column, which is the minimum number of mugs we need to complete Deco Addicts order. Let's quickly place an order using this order once button that we have over here, and boom. What did that do? Well, this creates a purchase order for the quantity over here inside of the to order column now that that's taken care of. I want to order a few more mugs to have on hand just in case, so I'm actually going to navigate back over inside of the purchase application, so we're just going to type it in. All right. Now we want to find our stealthy wood order over here, so we're going to find that, and it's the first one up here. We're going to change that quantity from 3 over here to 5, and then we're going to confirm this. Great. Now we can record receive products directly inside of the purchase app using this received products button up here at the top, but we'll stay loyal to the inventory app and do it there now before leaving. Let's remember this purchase order number that we have right there. We're actually going doers. Now going back inside of the inventory application, I want you to actually click over here on receipts. Perfect. Now here we'll find a list of incoming shipments, including the most recent one for my mugs. Now here's a Jose Ignacio quick tip. When it's hard to keep track of all of your transfers, you want to use over here that little source document, because it makes it really easy to figure out which purchase order was made. In relation to what now we remember the purchase order number right to doers, of course you do so. Let's go ahead and click on it right there, and boom, I did. Click the right one now. Let's say I received all 5 mugs. As plan, I'm going to click on validate and let Odoo apply all of its done quantities for me now to make sure we now have those mugs on hand. Look at that little forecast icon. It's a nice green, and when we click on it Odooers, we'll notice some things have changed. The on and the forecasted numbers have changed for this product in the table below over here inside of the units column next to the sales order. Notice that 3 out of 5 mugs from the actual purchase order have been automatically reserved for our delivery order inside of the replenishment column over here. Reservations ensure that if there are multiple orders for the stealthy wood mug Deco Addicts mugs, won't be given to someone else. That's pretty cool. Okay, now we're finally ready to process the delivery order. So let's go do that now. So we're actually going to go back onto the order view over here. And you'll notice we have one to process, and it's the one for Deco adding now. Let's click on the one that has the ready status over here because it's ready for us. I can actually now see that the product shows as available for product availability, and the graph icon is switched from a bad red to a green. Now we're finally ready to fulfill this, and it's pretty easy. All I have to do is validate the order, mark all as done. Boom. It's all done. So I just showed you the normal flow, but wait, there's more. What if something went wrong and we don't have enough stock for the vendor to fulfill the delivery order? No worries, Odoo is built to handle that kind of thing. Let me show you how. So we're actually going to go back inside of the sales app, and I just noticed something. I have this quotation in our case for Lambert, and it's all ready to go now if I click on the little red icon right there. What do you see, Odooers? I can see we only have 2 units available. This, as you can already assume, is not enough to cover everything for the customer who purchased just 4. So let's see what happens when we confirm the sales order. So we're actually going to confirm that, and we're going to click on the Delivery Smart button. As you guessed it, on the delivery order, we can see we only have 2 mugs reserved. So let's click on Validate and then mark all is done, because I want to show you again what happens. Boom. Something cool happened to pop up, appear saying we've processed less mugs than our initial demand of 4. In this case, I have 2 choices. I can click over here for create a back order to send just 2 now and send the other 2 at a later time, or I could click no back order, which will send the 2 until the customer FedEx lost the other 2 or something like that. I don't know, but I won't be doing any trolling. Today, just so dupsies, let's go ahead and click Create Back Order now for the 2 mugs that are available. The status will. Done. And if I follow the breadcrumbs our case back over here to our sales order, there's something neat that happens. I can actually see that a new delivery order was created since the Delivery Smart button now shows 2 deliveries instead of 1. So let's go on in there, alright? We want to take a look at the delivery order that has the waiting status appear in the top right. And this is because this is the delivery order for the remaining 2 mugs that we haven't sent out yet. Here I can actually availability. We don't have enough in stock to complete the order now. This time I'm going to go back out of here. We're going to go into the purchase app. We're going to do this very manually now. For that, I actually need to create a new off queue over here, and I need to select a vendor. I'm going to select Azure Interior because, as you'll learn, I love them. And in our case, let's say that we want them to give us all of the stealthy mugs possible. So we're going to ask for 10. It's a good number all right now. We're going to confirm this order. And while we can receive the products directly from this page, in our case, by receive products in real-life shipping, takes time, so we configured an expected arrival time for Azure Interior by setting in our case a vendor lead time. As well, ODOOers, with the expected arrival now with the mugs now ordered, we can go back in our case to the inventory overview, and there's a reason for this. And then what do we want to click on? Well, 1 back orders button right there. Now from this list, and pretend that there's a whole lot more because we're a real business, we're actually going to click on the 2 mugs delivery order. Once again now, on the delivery order for 2 mugs, as you can tell over here, the reserved column, it shows us the rest of Alice's order will arrive in 2 days now. This allows us to ship the first half of the order with ODOO, prompting us to send the rest when it arrives. Isn't that convenient, ODOOers? Well, that's it for this tutorial on receiving and sending products, as well as planning for future orders. As you saw, be sure to check out the rest of our inventory videos. Once told you this today, you're doing great. Grab a snack. I'll see you. And welcome back. And as you can tell, we've got a problem. And that problem is that Stealthy Wood is expanding and my workflow is getting chaotic. Now Steve is receiving broken tables and directly storing them, as you saw from my box. Now people are just grabbing packages. They see myself included, and we're putting them everywhere on shelves in the studio, inside of Steve's room, and we're even unboxing stuff meant for delivery. It is crazy, and as you can see, we need better organization around here now. There's too many packages to receive now. So we need to split people up into teams, the put-away team and the receiving team. That's what we've decided. So in this video, I'll show some additional features to tailor Odoo's basic operations to meet your business's needs. Now we can add quality control points to receptions. We can set picking and packing operations. And we can improve the way we track products using lots and serial. So I am ready. Let's hop into our database and take a look at the ways we can improve. Okay, so this is the inventory dashboard. It's an overview of warehouse operations. So we have receipts and delivery orders over here appearing by default, and I also enabled internal transfers by going up here to configuration and settings because there's something cool I'll show you later on now during active warehouse operations you can keep track of to do tests over here with the waiting button stuff that's behind with the late button. Over here, back orders and batch pickings and yikes, I am now noticing there are 8 lates. Let's check these out. Alright, this takes us over here to a filtered list of delivery orders with planning issues that we need to resolve. we can take advantage of Odoo's powerful filters over here by selecting this drop down arrow and picking something that could change it for us. And we also even have group by function, so let's quickly access some of this information. So here's a quick Jose Ignacio tip. I'm going to group them by the status. We're going to select ready, and you'll notice I'll ask my team to quickly pack these delivery orders and prepare them for shipment ASAP. Finally, we can actually see favorite operations we want to see on the top of the list, such as this one. For our Veep customer, Azure Interior, all right, now that we're familiar with the basic operations, why don't we jump into the specifics in order to address Stealthy Wood's most important needs? So, alright, so back over here on the inventory overview page so that we could see basically all of the actions that we can take in our warehouse. So to do that, we go to the operation types page now. To access that, we'll go up here to configuration and select operation types. Now let's click on one of the default ones. How about delivery orders perfect on the operation type form? There's a lot of customizations we can play with. For example, we can even choose a new name for this operation. Let's assume we don't want delivery orders, we want delivery, and then we realize orders makes more sense. As you can see, the current name can be changed as well. Now directly below the name is the type of operation field, which is currently set to delivery. But you could change that. That means this operation type is an outgoing transfer that moves products from our warehouse to an external location. We also have the option to change it over here to receipt or internal transfer. But right now, we're going to keep it as this, so I don't mess anything up. Up next, we have barcode field. This is so our colleagues can just scan a barcode too. Select this operation type and start processing the delivery order. This is faster than clicking and finding it inside of the barcode app, and that's convenient. So do as now. There's also, as you can tell, a reservation method. If we hover this question mark, it gives us a little bit of information, and it tells us what this field is basically. For now, the reservation method is essentially how products are reserved to fulfill sales orders, manufacturing orders, and other operations that consume products. This is mine. No one else can consume it. Here's some asthma. Unless I unreserve it, get it. And that's essentially it. Now I'm going to go over more about that in another video, so keep an eye out for that and keep your eyes off my snacks. Now we'll keep the reservations set for confirmation, which means products are reserved at confirmation of the sales order, but we can also change it to manually and before scheduled date as well. Now on the right hand side over here, you'll find basically the show detailed operations field. Now, this is a technical option to make the detailed operations tab show up on your delivery orders. There you can assign lots and serial numbers and view detailed info for more advanced picking operations. Now, continuing down this page, we're going to head on over here. We have sections for lots and serials, packages, and locations as well. Now, these are extra features not available by default, but I enabled them to show off what Odoo is capable of if features as well enable them inside of the setting. Sorry about that small load doopsie. I was going to say the settings go up to configuration, and then inside of settings our doers. Now still on this delivery orders page, do you see the section called lots and serials? This is an important one since it allows us to create and assign new lots and operations. Now this is crucial since we want to accurately track which product was delivered to what customer, but we don't want Steve making up random serial numbers for the dining tables that we're selling. So to control that, we got to use existing ones over here. Now below that is the location section. And what is this? This lets us specify which location our stock comes from and goes to when we manually create packing and picking operations. Now, this is good for setting up designated picking and packing locations for more complex warehouses. Flows now we're continuing on, we have over here our batch transfers. This is for advanced picking operations, and we enable in our case. We can enable it, but I actually haven't. We can enable batch, automatic batches, to group similar orders or orders to the same. Customer together upon confirmation. By grouping like orders, pickers can fulfill multiple orders simultaneously, but I'm going to cover that again in a future video. And then lastly over here, we have our packages section here. We can enable move entire packages features so that we can move entire packages of different products instead of moving individual items within those packages. This makes moving things that are in bulk super convenient. Wow, alright, that was a lot of configuration. I only have the receiving and shipping options left to show you. Odooers, so hang in there. Alright, up next, I'd like to talk about warehouse configuration now. To get there, we'll select configuration and warehouses. Then we're going to go into Stealthy Wood Perfect, so here we can configure whether to receive or deliver. Shipments in 1, 2, or 3 steps. You'd want to add more steps to your incoming and outgoing shipment processes in order to map your business flows in ODOO in more detail. For example, in my case, I'd set my incoming shipments over here to 3 steps if I wanted to add quality control points when receiving products from vendors, or I'd set there. Outgoing shipments to 3 steps if I wanted separate teams dedicated to picking, dedicated to packing and loading. Packages onto delivery trucks now. If this sounds confusing, don't worry, Odooers. There's more on that in another video, so please stay tuned. And up next, I want us to check out the routes we have set for our warehouse using this convenient route smart button up. At the top, perfect now routes are the different ways we can move products to from and around our warehouse. When we click over here, in our case, the receiving one step 1 it shows us a few other things. It actually allows us to specify how we get products from vendors where the default input location for the products are, if we want to add any quality checks before accepting the products, etc. and more. Again, in other videos, now additionally under the rules section over here, I have the option to create a custom one by essentially the actions that define the route the product takes to and from. Specific locations, I'm going to expand on this in dedicated videos about routes, as routes and rules are closely tied together. In this example, we would specify the steps we take to receive our products from a vendor. So if we wanted to move products to our input location and then finally do a designated storage location, this would be the place where we basically set those configurations. And that's pretty cool. And there you have it, Odooers. We just covered the basics of configuring warehouse operations. Odooers are really smart, so I bet you're already thinking about how you're going to customize your operation. Tight settings to better suit your company's needs. For more examples and actual workflows, tune in to the next warehouse operations videos.